Or
Pledge allegiance to the flag of the United States of America, to the republic for which it stands, one nation, under God, indivisible, with liberty and justice for all.
may I have a roll call, please?
Okay, Village President Detler,
Here.
Mr. Martin,
Here.
Mr. Morgan,
Present.
Ms. Nowak.
Here.
Ms. Wackerland,
Here.
Ms. Weedle.
She's not coming in. Do we have a motion to approve village board minutes dated June 1st, 2026?
I will make a motion to approve village board minutes dated June 1st, 2026. I'll second.
Okay, motion to approve previous meeting minutes from June 1st, 26. Motion made by Ms. Wackerland,
Yes.
second by Ms. Nowak,
Yes.
Mr. Martin,
Yes.
Mr. Morgan.
Yes.
And Susie. Susie, okay. All right, so. Okay.
All set. Do we have any public comment?
Anything written there, Angie?
No? Okay, thank you. Do we have a motion for bills for payment and payroll?
Yes, I move to approve bills for payment dated June 10th, 2026 from the corporate general fund in the amount of $15,381.44. Also dated June 10th from the motor fuel tax fund, $1,800. Also dated June 10th from the TIF account, $78,962.92. Also moved to approve payroll ending June 8th in the amount of $20,288.41. Ending June 9th, a stipend of $2,493.36.
I second.
Does anybody have any questions about either accounts payable or payroll? Okay,
Okay, motion to approve bills for payment. Dated June 10th, we have general fund in the amount of $15,381.44. The motor fuel tax fund, $1,800 even. And out of the TIF account, $78,962.92. Payroll ending June 8th in the amount of $20,288.41. And June 9th stipend in the amount of $2,493.36. Motion approved by Mr. Morgan,
yes.
second by Ms. Wackerland,
Yes.
Mr. Martin,
Yes.
and Ms. Novak.
Yes.
Set. Department reports, Clerk Scott Dillman.
I understand I have a new police officer to swear in.
Certainly do.
Very happy to do so. If you would please. Raise your right hand and please state your name for the record. Mark Bravo. And repeat my words, please. I do solemnly swear. That I will support the Constitution of the United States.
That I will support the Constitution of the United States
And the Constitution of the State of Illinois.
and the Constitution of the State of Illinois.
That I will faithfully discharge the duties
I will faithfully discharge the duties
of police officer for the village of Grant Park,
of police officer of the Village of Grant Park
according to the best of my ability.
according to the best of my ability.
Well.
Thank you.
Yeah.
Welcome.
Yes. Yes.
Welcome, Marco.
Thank
I can go back to work.
And I have nothing else.
Thank you, sir. Attorney report, I'm gonna be speaking to two of our attorneys tomorrow at 10 o'clock. It has to do with, we're redoing some of our building codes. They're called technical building codes. We're mandated by the state of Illinois to update these three codes because they're over 20 years old. So I'll be on a Zoom call with them. We're gonna discuss how we're gonna update these codes and then how we're gonna supply new books to the village. So that's all I have for the attorney report. Engineers report, I will get into that a little bit further down, once I talk to the village board. Insurance and ordinance committee chairperson Susie Weedle, she's not here this evening. The second reading of the appropriation ordinance.
Yes, we have ordinance number O-6-26-1, an ordinance making appropriations for corporate purposes for the fiscal year beginning May 1st, 2026 and ending April 30th, 2027 for the village of Grant Park, Illinois. And we published in the newspaper that we had this available for the public and that there would be a hearing on this date at 6 p.m., which we held to go over the different appropriations that we have, mostly in the general fund, but also in all the other funds. There's a slight difference in the version that we had tonight from the one previously. We inadvertently included the total for the FEST account in the total amount of appropriations. And really because the FEST account does not depend on tax money, it doesn't depend on involuntary contributions by people. It's strictly voluntary purchases or donations. So that is not strictly an appropriation. So the total on the ordinance that we had in front of you tonight, the total, so that the public knows, is $2,980,613. And that does include an amount for the library. We don't really do their day-to-day monitoring, but we do levy for them and we do monitor the appropriations that they had. It's based on the budget that they had. Other than that, if you had any questions, otherwise I make the motion to approve the second reading.
I will second.
Okay, now we have a motion and a second. If there are any questions or if there's anything you want to review, this would be the time. Okay, you vote on it.
Okay, motion to approve the second reading of appropriations ordinance O-6-26-1 for fiscal year beginning May 1st of 26 and ending April 30th of 27 for the village of Grant Park. Motion is made by Mr. Morgan,
Yes.
seconded by Ms. Wackerman,
Yes.
Ms. Nowak,
Yes.
and Mr. Mark.
Yes.
All set.
Yes, I'm sorry.
Okay. Streets and Alley Committee Chairman Jason Martin.
I just have one thing, we're getting a portion of 9,000 target shipped on Wednesday, the 17th this week. So just kind of like a heads up, if you're going down that way, that we're gonna be doing work on that. The only other thing, there was like a little bit of concern with the farmer's market parking in the grass when it's like wet. Somebody might get stuck, cause a lot of ruts. I'm not sure if we can do much about that, but considering parking's pretty limited, it's either gonna be USA or long tracks anyways, but if we can come up with something, they just mentioned it, so I brought it up for them, so go from there.
Okay.
Other than that, that's it.
What on 9,000, which way are you going? East, the center section or west?
He is, I'm not too sure, he didn't actually say, I think they're just doing the whole portion, whatever that may be.
Okay.
But I can find out for them.
I was just curious. I mean,
Yeah, I'm
if
not
they're out there
sure.
working, I mean, we own a small section on West Slaughterhouse on the other side of the highway and then 4,200 feet from the railroad tracks to the
Yeah.
highway. That's the main section that is in our TIF district. So is that it, sir?
That is it.
Okay, Finance Committee Chairman Gary Morgan.
I do not have a report tonight.
Okay, thank you, sir. Community Outreach Chairperson Jody Wackerly.
I don't have much, just reminders about our ribbon cutting, which is June 20th at 10 AM. Yeah. And our next Fest Committee meeting is Wednesday, July 1st at 6:00 PM at the Community Park Building. We are still currently actively planning our Fall Fest. So if you're interested in participating, volunteering, or have any ideas of what you would like to see at our Fall Fest, I highly suggest you attend.
What was that date again?
Wednesday, July 1st.
And just a comment on the opening on Saturday, there are a lot of people using that park already.
Yes.
And when we were watching the train Sunday, there had been 30 people playing pickleball in the 2 hours we were there. And again, we saw the Girl Scouts meeting today. And we have revived the train so that it'll look nice on Saturday.
Is that it? Thank you, ma'am. Building and Grounds Committee, I will make a brief comment. We had to get the refrigerator fixed at the community park. It was repaired on Friday at a cost of just below $2,800. They had to put a new compressor in. Cousins from Moments did the work. They called for an approval to buy the part before they went ahead and did it. And the village certainly wanted to get the refrigerator fixed. A new one, that type would cost in the neighborhood of $12,000 plus. So that's all I have for Building and Grounds. Law Enforcement Committee Chairperson Angie Noack and Chief of Police Alberto Castillo.
I just have two things. In your packet, there should be a job invoice from GPS. I just wanted to let everybody know that our second floor at the police department needed a new AC. So they replaced the AC and the furnace, and the cost was just right around $9,000, a little bit over. I was told that it is sectioned off, so there is an AC and furnace for the second floor, and there's an AC and furnace for the first floor. So it's zoned, but that's brand new now. And then I also just wanted to bring up for discussion, on Sundays when the market is here, I was just wondering if we all thought it would be beneficial to have a second officer on duty, not to exceed 6 hours, just in case, you know, you never know, there could be an emergency in town and that police officer needs to leave that area for a while. Or you never know if Moments has something huge going on and they call for backup. I want our village and our people and the people that come to visit us be safe while they're here visiting us during that time. And it does seem that it brings in a little bit more activity on Taylor Street there. But I just wanted to get everybody's opinion, and especially Chief's, to see what his thoughts and ideas are. And then we can vote on it at a different time if it needs to be voted on. I just wanted to bring it up for discussion. What do you think, Chief?
So you think it should be 6 hours?
At the most. You know, we'll figure an hour before so they, for all the vehicles setting up, and then 4 hours on the fest. You know, when I first started, I didn't have anybody there, we had people parking on Taylor Street. We had some of the officers to get everybody out of there, and then kids and the elderly walking across Taylor. We want somebody there to at least kind of stop traffic or help them cross. Since that's the only place they can park, aside from in front of the police station. And you know how bad that got after the grass got a little messed up. Yeah, wanna put one on there, but according to the contract, I gotta offer it to the full timers first. So that would be overtime for that,
So time and a half.
yes.
And my guess is some of them would take it, sometimes not. So
Yeah.
you may have a part-time,
Yeah,
so it wouldn't, wouldn't be consistent.
yeah, it wouldn't be always, or it shouldn't be always a full time.
Okay,
So full-time officer, time and a half, what is it, $45
Yeah,
an hour?
$45 an hour.
so 270 for the day.
Well, the board, there's a question being asked. Do you want to weigh in on it and give your opinion?
I don't think it's a horrible idea. I know like the first and second week especially were really hectic. Nobody knew where to go, nobody knew where to park. It was very crazy. Now that there is like people can see what's going on, we have signs on the side of Taylor Street that says don't park there, there's still people parking there. I guess it's not a horrible idea. I don't know if 6 hours would be necessary. Maybe in the beginning and during, afterwards, it tends to dwindle down.
I don't think it would be too bad of an idea. I would definitely say probably during, like right before, just a little bit before and a little bit after, the event's over, so that everybody can funnel their way out. Some of the maintenance guys were saying it's a bit of a wild west around there, so I understand,
We had our,
for the need of it. So yeah, definitely.
somebody decided to run over our internet box that sits out there.
Yeah, there was that.
So everybody on that part of Taylor Street is out of internet, including the police station.
Well, they couldn't see it. Of course, it was under the car, so that's probably why you couldn't see it. But that's just a, observation, I guess. Mr. Morgan, what's your thoughts?
I guess I'm not 100% for it, but I'm not 100% against it. I'm sorry. You know what? I think it's a good idea. I mean, I was there watching the police manage people crossing the street. And while the traffic isn't fast, I think they speed up after the railroad tracks going east. So I probably lean a little more towards okay. I'm just a little concerned about the money, but it's probably a safety thing it'd be good. I'll come up with the total amount that I'd estimate it's gonna cost. So when you do put it in the agenda, we'll have that to say, but you know.
Would it be satisfactory then if we put it on the next meeting to vote on it? And Gary would have an opportunity to come up on, here's what it's gonna cost. For us to do now, I mean, the $45 was just a thought if we're doing a full-time officer and if it's time and a half. If you could actually break it down and say, here's what it'd be for full-time and part-time. I mean, we
We could do that.
Yeah.
and if we could do that, everybody would have, the board would have the opportunity to look at all the figures and make a determination. And that would be fair with you then?
Oh, definitely.
Okay,
And again, we'd have, if it's a full-time person, and I know that there'd be some times when they might want to do it but can't because they've already used up their time or the schedule's not right, but we still would have to offer it to them.
Right.
Okay,
so if you could put that on the next agenda, we'll just table that discussion and we'll bring it up at the next meeting with the actual facts of what it's gonna cost and let the board vote on it. Ms. Noack, do you have anything else?
No, that was it.
Chief?
Yeah, I wanted to. We've been partnering with Trax and Wix Bicycle Shop for a Helmet Hero Award. So we see a child riding their bike with their bike helmets. You know, the officer will put their name, date, sign it, see what they showed
you know, wearing your helmet while they're riding safely, or being a great example for others, and then Trax will give them a free kids pizza and a soft drink.
Nice,
And I already gave out one this morning.
nice, that's good.
That's all I have.
Thank you, sir. I've got a few things to discuss here. First thing is the construction in the village, and I'd like everybody to weigh in on this. And then I'll give my thoughts and tell you what I think, so. And this includes anybody in the audience, so we'll start with the board first. Angie, what's your take on what's going on in the downtown area right now?
It's messy, but that's what happens. And, you know, I have been hearing a lot of complaints from people who live in the country. And I advise everybody that they need to listen to a board meeting, come to a board meeting. They need to come to the village hall if they are able to see what the actual plans are, if they're not privy to that information. And everybody can stand on their soapbox and say really what they wanna say, but in the end, this was voted on by a previous administration. And it was talked about back then also, so if they were so against it and whatnot, they should have came to the village board meetings or sent emails or whatever, but it's happening. And, we're just gonna have to grin and bear with it and try to be friendly with our neighbors. You know, be patient. And just give everybody a break, let it happen.
I appreciate the input, and it's very honest opinion. I wish everybody felt the same way. Ms. Wackerlin, you have a comment on it?
I do. I am not against the facelift of the village. However, I am unsatisfied with the way this has been completed so far. In March, Mr. Della, myself, and the maintenance department met with all of the contractors involved in this job. And during that meeting, we were able to ask all the questions that we needed. We needed to know what this was gonna look like for the village, what we were gonna tell everybody, how long this was gonna take, how are you getting your mail, like, we needed answers, and that's why we met with them. They told us that, when they pull out the concrete, they were not going to pull out what they could not replace that day. And that has not been completed thus far. They also told us that while that was happening, it would be a one sign lane closure at a time. And the only way that they would need to completely shut down the roads when they were laying asphalt. And that also has not been completed like that thus far. We have Taylor Street all tore up. We've got Main Street all tore out. They told us that we are going to have temporary ramps for all of our businesses, and that is also not being completed. We have to jump the rails to get into the post office to get our mail. We've got to walk up to the window at the drive-through and kind of like go around the corner to be able to enter in the door. And these aren't just like tiny little shops. This is the post office and the bank in the village, so very important businesses that do need access to it. Yes. That is all.
Can I just ask a question?
Yes.
Do you think that some of the, not asphalt, but some of the concrete resetting was delayed due to so much rain, or do you
Sure.
just think that they were just negatively ignoring the promises made to the village?
There are weather delays, and like I was saying earlier, no one can control the weather. However, there are massive gaping holes in the streets right in front of the bank driveway that are just full of water, and the barricades were laying inside of them, so they're not even being blocked off properly. Like, this is a liability, this is a hazard. Gotcha.
Mr. Martin?
It is pretty disruptive, per se, especially with, like you were saying, with the post office and the bank, you can't really utilize it. They had, the drive lanes were closed off and you couldn't really even get inside there. On one occasion that I actually went there and seen it, post office, yeah, you're not getting in there. So that being said, I mean, I know it's already done. It's being worked on. It is what it is, and have to see it to completion. And hopefully it'll be quicker. Hopefully they hold to their promises being made, so that way they can utilize some of the businesses, especially the bank and the post office with huge. So that being said, yeah, you're just gonna have to tough it out, I guess.
Mr. Morgan?
I haven't had any trouble getting to the bank or the post office, so I guess I've missed the days when it wasn't good. And I'm used to construction, so it really doesn't bother me. I think it was a misfortune that they broke the water main that time. I think that was something that they should not have been doing. That they should have known where it was and not done that, but it happened and they fixed that too, so it's moving. And it's unfortunate, but it's about the best we can do, so move ahead.
Okay, thank you, sir. Mr. Dillman, do you have any input?
The only concern I have is, of course, I was gone last week, so I'm not privy to what happened this last 6 days, but, the week prior to that, it seemed like we had a couple, 3 days, absolutely nothing was happening, and that was concerning to me. Where is everybody? When we're trying to get this done as fast as possible for disruption. That's really the only thing I have that hasn't already been mentioned.
Yeah, they said during our meeting, they said it would be a 7 to 3 p.m., no weekends job. So, obviously weather permitting. But. So I don't know.
Audience members, do you have any comment?
Sure, I'll make a comment.
Okay,
I think the construction is moving along very well. I've seen a lot of construction like this go on in other towns that I've been to, and I think they're handling it very well. I think they're moving pretty rapidly, to tell you the truth, as to what is going on. Lowering the sewer lines and water lines and gas lines and everything that they have had to do, backfilling. As far as not being able to get to the most businesses, I see stone ramps going up to the buildings that are there from the street side. That they can get to their apartments. I see parking behind both the bank and the post office that is being used, and walking down from that area right around the front where they have placed plywood, so you can get to it without tripping, without falling, without going into a hole. And it's all been roped off or taped off. Same way with the bank. Yes, you can use walk up to the drive-up window, and you can also walk into the front of the bank. The concrete has not been removed. I think their explanation that removing concrete will not be replaced or will be replaced right away is when you have access to that building, not completely at all. I've even talked with Ed at the post office, and he says, if worst comes to worst, I'll open up the back door. You know, the post office is open. The bank is open. And I see now that the rails, or whatever you want to call it, the parking access is all being formed up, concrete's being formed in there. Stuff has to dry, stuff has to be backfilled and all that. So I'm satisfied with the construction and what's going on. They have plates over big holes in the road, yes, that's to be expected. We're doing a major job to the major downtown area where all the traffic goes and the business goes. And as far as closing the street off, there's still access to every place you need to get to, even if that road is totally closed. So, you know, I'm happy with what's going on. I think it's gonna be very nice, and I think the persistency of the people, you know, that don't understand what's going on should be explained to, or maybe there should be better signage. You know, enter the bank here, enter the post office here. You know, maybe that's something. And as far as barriers and stuff, well, there was a big windy day and a lot of those barriers fell down because of the wind. You know, it wasn't planned that that would happen. So, you know, things happen. And we have to fight our way through it. I mean, this is a small town and we can all come together and have a much better project when we're done. That's all I got to say.
Thank you, sir. Mr. Brower, do you have any comment?
Nope.
Just so everybody's aware, we have a full set of construction drawings on the table in the back. They're there for review at any given time. If you're not familiar with drawings, please contact me. I will go through each page. I will show you each step of the operation. I need to talk to our engineer. He's been calling and I have a few things to discuss with him. I wanted to get the reaction of the village board, not just give my opinion or what I've seen or what I expect. We did have one incident where someone tried to get into the post office and fell on debris, an older lady who cut her hand and her wrist. I was out there and I seen it. It was the day that the hydrant got broken off. I asked if she wanted me to get an ambulance and she said she'd be fine. Her husband helped her out. We don't want to see anybody get hurt. We're trying to get through this the best we can. We started this project the first week of April. And we expected this project to take about a year before completion. And we're 8.5, 9 weeks into this project. So we still have a long way to go. We have the section of Main Street that they're working on to complete that before we come down Taylor, before we go down the highway to our next piece of project. So we do have a long way to go. I know it's a disruption. I know it's hard on some people. I think for the most part, as was just mentioned, if we can pull together somehow as a community and get through this, we'll look at it one day and say it wasn't so bad. There are parts of it that I'm not pleased with. I don't want open holes. I don't want anybody to get hurt. Not everybody is familiar of walking through a construction area other than people who spend their life doing it. So I will be talking with our village engineer, expressing the thoughts of people in the audience and the village board, and we'll come to an understanding. The next thing I have is our farmers market. They've asked for more gravel to be added for areas that are holding water. And I guess I'm going to ask the board their opinion on this too. So I'll start with our Streets and Alley chairperson, Mr. Martin.
I would say no more being offered for them. We've already done 4.5 truckloads already. They originally started out with no expense to the village, but it ended up being so, and we already tapped into some of our gravel reserves. So with that being said, no.
Okay, Mr. Wackerly,
I agree.
Ms. Noack.
I agree.
I think that the gravel that they've already put in place has made that place really nice. I mean, 90% of the vendors are not in water. I mean, and actually 100% all the times I've been there, and we've had a lot of rain. I mean, there have been a couple of days it just quit Sunday quit 2 hours before. And I think because of all the ground they put in there, it's a nice place, about the nicest it could be.
It's a lot better than it used to.
Yes,
Yes.
and it's being used, so
Yeah.
that's good.
My next question is, they have an opportunity to get gravel from another town, but no way to get it here. Are you in favor of sending a village vehicle to another community to haul it here and spread it out? Ms. Noack,
No,
Mr. Wackerman?
No.
Mr. Martin? Mr. Morgan?
If it's moments, I say maybe.
No,
No.
it's way further.
No.
Okay, I will, yeah, it's what's.
So that's too far.
Okay, I will take care of this and, message her on, what we're trying to do. We're trying to cooperate, but there are limitations to what we can afford to do.
I did see a Facebook post from her asking for sponsors. So I asked the question on Facebook, what are these sponsorships for? And, she, you know, one of the things was for, you know, gravel and so that she can make the space a little bit better for, everybody, because she doesn't have the vendors pay a fee. Well, you can't have it both ways. You know, you can't have a free market for your vendors plus not charge the village anything or ask for money from the village. So if you're not asking for money from the village, maybe it might be a better option to ask for a little bit of money from your vendors.
I agree with what you're saying. I agree with, Chief Castillo offered that maybe in the future we can offer in a different area.
Yeah,
It would be just a matter of talking to the superintendent, say, is there a possibility of using this parking lot since there is no school going on? Plenty of parking, really nothing to do but show up. It would be a matter of maybe putting, some trash cans in the bathroom like what we have at the police department now. That would resolve a lot of this. I understand about the grass being, chopped up from being soggy in cars and everybody on it. We don't have any means to go through that long stretch and roll all that grass area. And then it's gonna get to a point where we can't mow it because, the ruts are so bad in there. So I kind of understand everybody's point of view, and I will forward this information tomorrow. And, if there's anything more about this, I will make sure you guys get an email. But, I said I would bring it up at the village board, get everybody's reaction, and we would go from there. We have a vacancy on the village board. We made an announcement. I interviewed one person today. I'm interviewing another person next week, Tuesday, and, another one next Thursday. So hopefully by the first meeting in July, I will bring, a name for your, to you for a recommendation that I would like to put on the village board to fill this vacancy. So I'm gonna go through these other interviews and we'll see how it goes from there. And hopefully it'll be the 6th of July is our first meeting in the month of July. I hope to have someone in place to fill that vacancy. I don't think there's a need to go in executive session. Do we have a motion to adjourn?
Move to adjourn.
All in favor? Keep in mind, everybody, Wednesday, we're supposed to have another bad storm come through our area. We've been very fortunate up to this point. They've gone around Grant Park, but they haven't hit our community. Maybe we'll be lucky where they don't, but they hit someone's community. Indiana got severely hit with Streeter. They still don't have, there's a lot of homes in Indiana, Maryville area right now that don't have power. So keep that in mind, make preparations. People wait till the storm's here and say, where are we supposed to go? Storm's coming on Wednesday, it's Monday evening. Make your plan and say, this is what we're gonna do. We will open the community park building after a storm has passed our area, not when the storm is coming through. That is not a shelter. That's only a shelter afterwards for power. It's a metal building with glass windows, and we're not gonna put people in there. So, there is a standby generator. We're more than happy, any of the trustees, you guys can open it up anytime. That's why we have it. But we'll do it after a storm has come through the area, not when the storm is coming through the area.